Is this thing on? Okay. Good morning, guys. I'm sorry. I know I started late today. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I stayed out late last night. I went to go see Sting in concert. Carol and I and some friends and people went. It was good, but we stayed out late. We went and played pool. And now I'm tired. Market is still up. Look at Poet. I see a couple people mentioning Poet in the chat. That thing is moving. My coffee tastes like sludge today, but markets are still pushing up pretty decently here. If we take a look at everything today, number one, we do have jobless claims and retail sales data going live at 8:30. Look at Poet run up right now. The NASDAQ is up to 29.5. Still ran yesterday, even with everything going on. Now, some of this is from the China visit, the China summit. So we did get some news that we basically unlocked H200 chip sales to China. You know, that's one of the things pushing markets up today, is that we did unlock some of that. But the real news is that they're saying China wants more. They want more advanced chips, you know. And so a lot of people are saying they're using this Iran situation to get a little bit more of what they want, just because, you know, we have more public pressure on the US now to bend a little bit. And so that is what's going on. My coffee tastes like sludge today. Cisco is up 17%. Nvidia is still up 1.9%. It's the sixth straight up session for Nvidia. And this is one of the reasons markets are moving up. Look at Nvidia right here, man. Nvidia has been on a run since the end of March. So here's the end of March right here. One of the reasons the NASDAQ and the S&P have run so much is from Nvidia. We had a couple different things, but we have retail sales data today at 8:30. Markets are expecting a de-escalation situation from this China summit. Not a comprehensive deal necessarily, but a framework. Partial tariff rollback, resumed economic dialogue, China pledging increased purchase of U.S. agricultural and energy stuff, reduced rhetoric on export controls, and more. But yeah, the H200 headline already hit. The U.S. has reportedly cleared NVIDIA H200 sales to China, reviving China tech rally hopes. Market watchers betting the summit could extend the trade truce and lift Chinese equities. But again, markets are still kind of digesting this. Trump allowed the sale of NVIDIA H200 chips to China subject to certain conditions. Beijing, however, has not been eager to allow the import of these chips. Chinese AI companies want stronger chips, while Beijing is keen to keep domestic chips instead. But China wants an agreement to sell more advanced chips than the H200 is kind of the big story a lot of people talk about today. We do have Poet stock running up this morning. Poet, P-O-E-T. Look at this thing, man. I'm not really a big small cap guy. I'm assuming this is small caps. But it's up to 1810 right now, and this thing continues to pop. Look at Poet today, guys. This thing is moving here, moving. It ran from $7 to $8 in late April into the mid-teens. Now it's at $18. It has earnings today after the close, I think. They hired a new COO. A bunch of other stuff causing it, but very interesting move. Oil, if we take a look at this, is pretty flat. I mean, the Iran situation has kind of calmed down some over the last day here. But, yeah, if you guys remember, yesterday's PPI inflation print was hot. Oh, guys. What's up, team? I didn't get enough sleep last night. I just didn't get enough sleep. That's okay, because I'm here. You know, I stayed out late watching Sting. You know. It wasn't, I mean, look, Sting was good. I'm not saying I don't like Sting. That's not what I'm saying. I'm going to try to think about the most delicate way to put this. It was mostly, and no offense to you guys if you're into Sting, but it's mostly like much older people than me. You know, like the concert, nobody was standing. Everybody was sitting at the concert. You know, like we went to the Offspring concert last year. We went to like Dave Matthews. Everybody's standing at those concerts. Sting, people are just kind of sitting down. I don't know what to do at that concert. Half the time, they're not even moving their head. They're just kind of looking. Wasn't my favorite concert, to be honest. Sting was great. He sang. The dude's like 70 something. He's out there singing. You know, he sounded good. But kind of boring, to be honest. Not a lot, you know. Nah, Britt's not coming on today either. Britta's asleep right now, as I should be. It was Sting. What do you expect? I don't know, man. I think I've gone to too many concerts lately where it wasn't like that, you know. Anyways, U.S. and EU lawmakers pledge European scrutiny of Paramount's Warner Bros. Deal, CNBC reports. And so U.S. and EU lawmakers are scrutinizing the Paramount Warner Bros. Deal. We have that news coming out as well. Today we do have Fed speak from Miran, Schmid, Hammack, Bowman, Williams, and Barr today. Also, Kevin Warsh was confirmed. So, yeah. Any idea on gold? Well, yesterday's high inflation is going to make higher yields, but gold is doing okay. It's being a little bit more resilient. If we look at yields today versus like where they were yesterday, right? Like here's yields. Yields are up, you know, as they should be. I mean, PPI data came in at a shocking number. You know, shocking number yesterday, but honestly, yields kind of corrected a little bit. Markets kind of, I would assume I just assumed yields were up today. Yields are actually down a little bit. 10-year yields are lower. 5-day chart shows, here's yesterday on the 13th. We did spike a little bit from the PPI print, but markets are still kind of pricing in a little bit more dovishness than they were yesterday, which is interesting. PPI inflation data came in at 1.4% headline, 1% core, month over month. What was it? 6% headline year over year PPI, much higher than expected. What was I'm trying to remember the core year over year. Let me see. Core year over year showed up at 5.2%, which is a wild number, a freaking wild number. What's up, Sam, Jay, Kaltenberg, Mama Pawn, Straight Jacket, MJ, Keith, Liberty, Walt, MN, K, J, Zero, AB, Ace, Max, Frostbite, EK, or ENK, Sam, what's up, dude? Rooftop, Matthew, Carlo, Geo, Josh Gosh, Carlo, I think I said Carlo, Rob, what's up, dude? Deckers, Nick, Killing Frenzy, the luckiest guy in the chat, what's up, dude? Jonathan, K, Disciplined, Max, Simba, Robert, Kai, AI, Mark, AJ, I'm trying to get everybody, Brian, the Tired, that's me today, bro. That's me today, dude. Cav Zero. Everybody else, what's up, guys? Ashun, Edward, Bear Market, Michelle, Jason, Straight Jacket, Universal Code, my guy. What's up, dude? All right, we are here today, guys. I am here. I'm drinking sludge coffee to wake myself up. I'm running on 5.5 hours of sleep, but I'm here for you guys. All right, I'm here today. The NASDAQ does not look very tradable this morning, though. What are you guys trading today? What do you guys want to buy? Let's talk about it. S&P up to almost $7,500 a share. Here's a question that I have. When is the NASDAQ going to break 30,000? It broke 29.5. Obviously, the next step is 30. 30, a big old round number. 30,000. I think a lot of people are going to be watching that. I think a lot of people are going to be paying attention to that. And I think markets have been really resilient lately. It doesn't mean we're not going to pull back, though. But when do we break 30,000? Traded Poet on that crazy news. Marvell was up. SanDisk, gold. Yeah, Poet's wild. John is running on Seafoam. That's how I feel, bro. That's how I feel. Every trade you take, I'll be watching you, guys. I'll be watching you. It's better than Dave Matthews, bro. Look, I like Dave Matthews, you know. Do I know all of his songs? No, I don't. Did I know all of Sting's songs? No, I don't. I was sitting next to a Sting super fan. This dude knew everything. He was all about it, bro. He was, every song, he's like, oh, I know this one. Clap, clap, clap. And I just kind of was like, oh, you know, I do too. Had no idea what the songs were. No idea. But, you know, you got to blend in. It was cool. I'm hip, guys. I know. Britt is asleep upstairs. Yeah, Britt drove it. This is why Britt drove in. Britt drove in. Carol went to the concert. We had a couple other people. Britt went to the concert. That's why he drove here. That's why he's at my house right now, you know. But again, we stayed out late. We played pool. We ran the tables at pool. We were just the greatest pool players ever, you know. And now everybody else is sleeping but me because I got to talk about stock market stuff. We got to be serious. Oil starting to fall down. Oil almost back down to $100 a barrel here. And, yeah. Again, they're going to be going after the Warner Bros. Paramount deal. Or no, the Warner Bros. Paramount deal. They're pledging scrutiny over the deal. China and the U.S. agree Hormuz should not be, quote, militarized, according to Rubio. We have that news out. Yeah, Poet is flying up here. NASDAQ is pretty much flat, but we do have retail sales data. And retail sales data today is going to be a little bit more interesting, I think. Like, I think it matters some. If we have, like, hot retail sales, just to give you an example, it means consumers are still, you know, relatively resilient. Relatively resilient. This is for April. The retail sales data is for April. We also have jobless claims, which is last week's unemployment filings. But if we still have strong retail sales, it reinforces the no rate cut, hike risk, resilient consumers. If we have soft retail sales, people might speculate that the inflation's trickling into other things. People aren't spending as much, is the logic here. You know, so it could be the first sign that the inflation is eating demand, essentially, with retail sales. If it comes in low, stagflation worries and chatter might go up. You know, you want to watch the control group and whether gas station sales are inflating the headline is what we're going to look at for this. Yeah, tomorrow's actually Jerome Powell's last day, I think, as well. We're going to have Warsh stepping in too, so maybe I'll have to put him in the thumbnail now. I don't know, man. The market was kind of wild yesterday. Like, look, here's PPI inflation data, what we got. Very strange. PPI inflation data came out yesterday, and the market honestly went down for a while. I'm trying to make sure we got 8. Yeah, so here's the PPI print right here. I didn't even need to make sure the time was right. Here's the PPI print right here. So the NASDAQ went down, but it just got bought right back up, dude. Right back up. And so this market doesn't care about anything, you know. This market cares about nothing but the upside. You know, 1.4% month over month inflation, chump change. We're breaking all-time highs, you know. Iran conflict, market doesn't care. We're breaking all-time highs, you know. More highs, it says. And yeah, I don't know when it's going to stop, personally. I don't know. You know, we got the NVIDIA, we got the China Sales Summit. That's good news. And so that's an actual reason markets might be ripping up. But yeah, we have the China Summit today. That's you know, kind of a big thing. Yeah, White House officials said the two sides agreed the Strait of Hormuz must remain open to support the free flow of energy. And President Xi expressed interest in buying more American oil to reduce China's dependence on the strait in the future. That's potentially oil bearish risk-on signal if it develops. Xi said China and U.S.'s common interests outweigh their differences. Trump hailed Xi as a great leadership. Yeah. So yeah, you can kind of see this is what's going on. There's not much. I mean, we can see some stuff from it, but we'll see what they actually say. But like, this is from the Associated Press right here. Especially just a bunch of people in suits talking. You know. But nothing's going on yet. But yeah. Yeah, the Hormuz must remain open line is optimistic for markets, so that's like good, optimistic news. So I guess the question I have today, guys, since I haven't done it yet, is are y'all bullish or bearish? No, Brit's here. Brit's sleeping right now. He's here at my house. He went to the concert with us. That's why he came in town. He's upstairs. You know. He'll be back tomorrow, probably. If not tomorrow, next week. I can hear all kinds of music on here, all kinds. Are you bullish or bearish right now? Sleeping. I see bullish. I went to Sting last night. It was good. I like Sting. You know. But all right, so I see bullish, bull. I think it's hard not to be a bull right now. I mean, I think the risk reward is on the other side though. I think if we're looking at risk reward and all that stuff, I think the risk reward is on the other side. But at the same time, I think the NASDAQ at this point is close enough to 30,000 where the market is like, feed me 30,000. You know, the NASDAQ is like, feed me 30,000. S&P 500 is like, feed me 7,500. Feed me 8K. And I think the market wants that right now. I think it's hard to stop, really. Just based off of how much it's been pushing and ripping. And it's hard to stop that momentum. But, yeah. I see a lot of bears. I see some bears in the chat. I see bullish, bull, bear. My poem comments ball. Sorry, Sam. What'd you say, bro? Like I said, dude, I'm running on 5.5 hours. Yeah, keep scrolling. I saw the free Claude course. Tough for the new Fed chairman to cut rates now. Yeah, I mean, if Warsh goes by what people have been pushing him to go by, he might cut rates anyway, you know. Yeah, Sam. Sorry, bro. It won't let me scroll back anymore. I can't see your comments, dude. Smash the like. Yeah, hit the like button, guys. We appreciate it. Nvidia again up 2%. Huang said China meeting was excellent. U.S. reported approval. 10 Chinese firms are going to buy the H200 chips, but Besant later said it would be news to him. Cisco, guys, is up like 15+%. Good EPS and revenue, stronger than expected guidance, surging AI infrastructure orders apparently. Besant on trade with China, he thinks there will be a large BA orders as well. Goldman Sachs was downgraded. But yeah, people are bullish on the U.S. China meet. And Nvidia, guys, is what's dragging markets up today. Do I want to trade right now? Do I want to trade? Yeah. I bet $5 on John falling asleep on live. Oh, dude. That's easy money for the opposite bet. I'm drinking sludge coffee right now, bro. I'm not falling asleep, dude. You know? To sludge or not to sludge, they say. Sludge today. It's honestly hard for me to even drink it. I know it's sludge coffee because I don't drink as much of it. You know? Be careful with your trades, John. You need rest. I'm the top 3 least rest needing person out there right now, dude. You know? Rest, no rest for me. I don't even know what rest is. Alright. You better believe I'm gonna be sleeping, though, sometime today. Should I trade? I don't know what to do with the NASDAQ. I'm probably not going to trade the NASDAQ right here. It's too sideways. Unless I'm going to short the top or buy the bottom. The range in the NASDAQ basically looks like this. You know, slightly downward trending, but not momentum heavy enough for me to be interested in this. We got retail sales data more going live in 40 minutes. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if it moves markets. PPI, everybody was like, PPI is not going to move markets. PPI moved markets. People were like, CPI is not going to move markets. It moved markets. Now, at the opening bell, nobody gave a, no, you know, it didn't matter. Everything reversed back up anyway. Because again, at this point, markets do not freaking care, bro. They do not care. They're like, you know what? Again, 6% year-over-year inflation. Peanuts. We're going up anyway. You know, Iran conflict, oil spiking up over 100. Feed me more highs, they say. So, at this point, it's hard to bet against the bulls. The way I think makes sense to trade this is, I think you kind of have to. I think you kind of got to ride momentum. It depends on how long you're trying to trade this, but I think you kind of have to ride momentum and wait for the confirmation in the bear side. If you're gonna, like, again, I see a lot of people in the chat, in this, you know, watching the stream that are bearish, and I get it, right? We're up so much, it's hard to bet on the upside after a certain point, but I think the momentum's still on the upside. Maybe it changes today, I don't know, but I think the momentum's still on the upside. I think we're really close to all these big levels that we keep on breaking. I think if we start to get I think, speaking of all this stuff, look at oil, guys. Oil down to 100.5. And so let's see what we get. This week, tech stopped crazy gap ups. Looks like institutions already taking profit. $500 bill. Tesla break and retest 450. Nvidia to 235 easy. Yeah, look at oil. Oil started to dip. It's at 100s now. I think $100 is obviously the easy level for oil. Do I want to buy $100 though for oil? For WTI crude? How are you bearish before the market shows bearish signs? Who said bearish? I'm not bearish right now. I said, if anything, the momentum's on the upside. And it's hard to bet against the upside right now. How is that bearish? Guys, how is that bearish? Did I say there was more risk reward on the downside? Sure. You know, but that doesn't mean I'm doing it. That doesn't mean I'm shorting right now, guys. I'm not shorting these highs. Dude, we're at 29.50. I think the market wants 30,000. Who's bearish? Yeah, all the way down to $100 in oil. Iran's foreign minister criticizes the United Arab Emirates for being an active partner in the aggression, according to IRIB. Yeah, I don't even know what bearish is, you guys. You are bearish. You don't talk about 100,000. Feed it 100,000, or I send it back. I was talking about the bears, not you. Okay. Because Java, I was personally offended by that. As somebody that's drinking sludge coffee today, you know, I'm personally offended by that. Don't call me a bear, bro. Oh, no. Don't call me a bear, dude. Nothing bearish. Trump bought off the Fed data. It will hit 7,500 today. Let's see. Yeah, S&P, man, it's there. Dude, it's there. 7,500 is literally right here. Let's move this up a little bit. 7,500 on the S&P is literally right here, dude. We are there right now on the S&P. NASDAQ's still very close. I kind of want to buy oil though, but is that bearish? I guess buying oil is kind of bearish. Short-term day trade, so it doesn't matter. But are you hangry? Honestly, no. I'm honestly not hungry at all. Last night we went to this bar and ate a bunch of terrible bar food, but it was good. It was good. I do think we're in a euphoria stage. Oh, 100%. Is this irrational exuberance? I think a lot of people would consider it. I think we got stuff going on to justify some of the upward push. Is it enough to justify how much we've gone up? No, but you have to remember, markets generally are going to move higher regardless, right? So markets are going to move up. Yeah, markets are going to go up and break highs normally. Most of the time, markets go up. I guess is the point I'm trying to make here that I did not so eloquently say. Markets, most of the time, are going to go up. They're going to break highs. They're going to continue up. And so us breaking highs is not wild. I think the conditions in which we're doing it are what's confusing a lot of people. Again, a lot of people assumed we'd have some big correction from the Iran conflict. We didn't. Instead, we broke all-time highs. A lot of people assumed, you know, the high inflation would scare the market back down. Understandably so. It didn't. We broke highs again yesterday. So at this point, the big question is just when does it stop? Real quick though, looking at the NASDAQ here. NASDAQ's dipping down a little bit. We do have oil falling simultaneously. Maybe I buy $100 here on oil. Maybe I buy 100. Here's the NASDAQ. Very choppy. China also sets normal soy inventory target at 37.5 million. Trend very strong to the high until otherwise. It's all rigged, John. Yeah, it is. It's always been that way, though. Everybody understands that. That's what the big money understands more than anybody. Yields nearing what? Don't buy oil. I put it on record. Steve telling me not to buy oil. Yeah, the Bears, I think the Bears will win one of these days as well, but I'm not going to bet again. I need confirmation first, because the problem is that people try to short, and they say, oh, I'm going to short, and then it keeps going, 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 and then it finally corrects, but we're still over where they shorted in the first place. You know, like that's the issue. And so basically, nobody knows when it's going to stop. When it does stop, it might give us a pretty big correction back down to the downside, but who knows when that's going to ultimately happen. Again, I say this every day, but this is a relevant aspect of it. You know, Adam Greenspan said that the market was in irrational exuberance in 1996. We didn't have a big correction until 2000, 4 years later. So the point is, we can keep running. It doesn't have to stop. It doesn't have to stop. And with all of that said, guys, where is the high today? Where's the high? Where is the high? Where's the high in the NASDAQ or the S&P? Where's the top? Where does the correction start if we get a correction? Eventually we'll get one, but it might be much higher than we're at now. 75.01. Broken clock also right twice a day. 32,000. 750. 7.5 is what you mean. We'll see. We'll keep running as long as AI trade is alive. 30,000 fake break. All right, I see some news that say Russian intelligence says negotiations to end the Iran war are ongoing, but there's no end to sight, according to Al Arabia. We'll get some banger China news. We kind of already are. I mean, the H200 chip sales to China getting unlocked is good. It's good for Nvidia. It's good for chip sales. You know, Jensen Huang said that would be a $50 billion market. But John has relations with market makers. Yeah, bro, my cousin, you know. My aunt, you know, my uncle. They're a big market maker family. They're like, you know what? I'm just joking, guys. Of course, you know. Ugh. They're like that movie We Own the Night, but with market makers, not cops. All right, NASDAQ coming down a little bit. Look at the NASDAQ dip. Yeah, I don't know when AI is going to slow down. I think AI is going to take over everything it can, you know, and it's going to continue to take over stuff, to be honest. Looking forward to a bull day. Uncle Buffett. All right, guys, so I don't see any big stuff. But yeah, chip rally is in. Again, Nvidia up. Oil's right at $100 though. Right at $100. I'll buy it. I'll buy it. I'll be its Huckleberry, you know. Just to clarify, guys, this is an eval. All right, just to clarify, I just want to put that out there. Is this a bad trade, guys? Let me know. Let me know. AI terrible for the job market. The books are cooked. Hi, Pops. Is that my new name, Pops? Huckleberry John. Good trade, John. We need a correction in housing. John and his best Bill Clinton. We'll pull back after NVIDIA earnings. Yeah, next week, Brandon's going to be big. Wednesday. Next week. A big day, honestly. NVIDIA earnings are going to be huge for markets right now. This market won't stop unless NVIDIA has terrible earnings, which I don't think it will, obviously. I think almost everybody expects NVIDIA to beat and raise, and if it doesn't, I think they're going to be incredibly strict on NVIDIA earnings. They want beat and raise scenario. So I think that's what markets want, but anything can happen from earnings. We'll have to wait and see. We'll be streaming all of that live. We'll be streaming all of NVIDIA earnings live, like we always do. But don't stop believing. Yeah, listen. John. Hey, what's up? Hello. What do you think about the news on oil production slowing down to the point that it won't meet global demand? I've seen that. I think we'll be all right. I think at some point it's fear mongering, but you know, I think we'll be all right. Brit's sleeping right now, dude. Brit's like Rey Mysterio Jr. All right, you can't see his face. All right, it's not what it, you know. It's just not what he does. If he does come in here, we're gonna put a mask on him. You know. My risk level here, Sam, just to clarify, it realistically is at 9975. Reward target is going to be close to the 100 and 100.8 right here, so a little bit better reward than risk, but we're going to give it some time. We're going to let it work. Again, we're still watching the Nasdaq pretty close, but we'll see what oil does. We got some time. We got a lot of room here, so we'll see how it goes. 9975 risk. We're gonna probably use like 80 as a reward target up here, give or take. This is beyond blow off top. Did y'all break out the bunk beds? No, he's in our guest room. All right, we are green here, guys. We are green. Let's see if oil bounces. $100 is just $100. Easy bounce level. Easy money. I might lose, but easy money. I see the UK health minister, Streeting, has resigned. All right, guys. So, are y'all bullish or bearish on the retail sales data? I haven't done a poll yet. I haven't done a poll. Are you bullish or bearish? How about this? Does the market correct in the next month? Is the market correct in the next month? Yes or no? Vote on the poll. That's the question for the day. I think that's a reasonable question. Does the market correct over the next month? Vote on the poll. The poll is now live here. Now live. How do you get info so fast? What do you use? Honestly, I use a bunch of different stuff, and I've got a multi-gig internet connection. So I have very fast internet, and I use a bunch of different sources at the same time. The data will probably be bearish, but we'll go up regardless. Yeah, I mean, if we continue the previous trend, I mean, I'm not against that thesis. Bearish data, but market goes up anyway. Yeah, I mean, PPI did the same thing. PPI was bad. There's no way you could look at PPI and say, hey, this data's good. But market went up anyway yesterday. Did not care. Did not care. I told you guys yesterday morning, though, that markets were pricing in optimism from the China visit, the China summit. That's what made markets optimistic. You know, more H200 chip sales in China getting unlocked, more friendly relations there, less potential tariffs, and more are going to make markets optimistic here. And that's what happened. But again, the data was not good yesterday. PPI again. I'm gonna talk about this again. PPI data showed up at 1.4% month over month for PPI inflation data, guys. 1.4% month over month. So sell in May and go away. Honestly, buy in May and stay is what this May has been so far. We're halfway through the month and it's buy in May and don't go away. Buy in May and stay. You guys, this is what the new dynamic is. Hey, shout out to George. Thank you for the subscribe, my friend. I appreciate it. Shout out to George. Let's see what we get today. Guys, why didn't y'all tell me not to buy oil right here? I didn't want to do it. Chat was like, do it, John. I did it. Now I'm down. We're about to hit my stop loss here. My stop loss is right here. We're up a lot in this account either way, so it doesn't matter. Like, you know, this is actually a very small trade. If anything, I could add to this and double down on it, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep my stop loss, my small trade. It's my opening trade. It's my early trade. We'll give it some time. I usually like to ride the trend, but I think the trend is red on oil. Martingale it? Yeah, hey, you are bullying it. Yeah, I feel you, Sam. I'm not about it. Thanks for the shout out and good morning. What's up, Ed? Did I shout you out? Oh, it's hard to tell. Like, this is what I don't like. Listen, YouTube, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, YouTube. You know, I'm just gonna put that out there before I say this. I don't know why they changed it to where I see people's @ handles instead of their actual username in chat. So you got people that subscribe, and I'm like, hey, thank you for the subscribe. And then some other guy, like Ed, comes along. He's like, oh, you're welcome. It's like, I thought you were George. You know? And so, you know, they put your @ handle up instead of the actual username that people use. Probably because everybody's trying to pretend to be either Elon Musk, the president, or whomever, right? And so I get why they did it, but I liked it better when it, you know, when it wasn't the @ handle. The @ handle is kind of hard to read. Most of the time, the @ handles are just people's names. So Fed's Moran, very dovish, you know, Fed, says that he believes PCE inflation, particularly with housing, will converge down to normal levels, right? But again, he's very dovish. Generally, he's the last guy appointed by the president in the Fed, and so he is like one of the dissenters in terms of pushing for rate cuts. He wants rate cuts, so he's going to say things that say, hey, we can cut rates. You know, inflation's going down, he thinks. So him being dovish here and saying that he thinks PCE, which is the personal consumption expenditure index inflation, which is the Fed's inflation gauge, what they use. Him saying that he thinks inflation is going to go down is basically him saying, hey, we can cut rates. And I'm not going to say whether I'm for or against that right now. I think inflation's high right now. We need to wait for it to stabilize. But if we do small rate cuts, I'm not necessarily against that. I'm honestly not necessarily against Warsh's stance. Like, reduce the balance sheet and cut rates simultaneously. Don't print, reduce the balance sheet and cut rates. But that's a very strange thing. I'm curious to see. I'm more so just curious to see how that affects things. Because basic rate cuts don't cause as much inflation as people think. Hey, shout out to GID. Thanks for the subscribe, my friend. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Or sister. I appreciate it. Thanks so much. I'm going to start shorting Qs. I'm the top 3 worst shorter. That guy is trolling. Who? I'm George. Okay, what's up, Ed? Stop loss will be hit. Shall I just wake up and buy? Bro, buy. That's my name. You know, like you've never seen. Gas being up 150 at the pump. All right. It looks like I'm gonna get stopped out here. What's up, Robert? Yeah, I really don't like this. I probably should have shorted it. Shorted oil, bought the NASDAQ. I'm hoping $100 can just give us some support, though. I hope we rip back up here, but I'm gonna stick to my trades. Fed's Moran does not believe that PC inflation with housing will converge down to normal levels and reiterates his rate cut calls based on, and we're about to get out of this thing. We're getting too close to lows. If anything, this trade kind of goes against how I normally trade too. I like to ride the range down to low and highs of the day. I'm gonna cut it right here. Oh, I just added to it. Forgot I bought. I'm used to shorting at these levels. Hey, shout out to Sully for becoming a member. Thanks, brother. Thank you for becoming a member, my friend. Don't do it. You gotta listen to your boy. Max, you should. I was looking at you to stop me from this. You know, I'm running on 5.5 hours of sleep. I went to the Sting concert last night. I'm running on 5 hours, bro. You let me buy this, Max. I blame you, dude. I blame you. You know, never forgive you for this, Max. Unless I make money, and then you're a made man here. You know. I'm trying here, dude. I blame Sting, personally, you know. Ugh. It was good. It was good. Ugh. Look, I went to the Sting concert, stayed out late, went and played pool. Still here for you guys. I saw some people rebelling in the chat. The people were like, hey, why are you starting 15 minutes later? I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, this trade is in the fields of barley right now, guys. I don't know what to do with it, you know. Every step it takes, I'll be watching it, but, you know, that's where it's at right now. You know. Hopefully it can turn on the green light, you know. We'll see if it does. My risk level, just to put this in perspective, we're going to get out if it hits this. Just to clarify, that's my risk level here. Britt is definitely not rested. Yeah, I don't know what I expected of the Sting concert. The problem is I've been to other concerts recently that were much more hyped than Sting. Sting's cool, you know. Like I said, did I know all of his songs? No. I think he's like a couple generations before me. You know what I mean? But he was good. He was like 74 out there. Sounded great, you know. The friends we made along the way. Is that a Sting reference? I really don't know. All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and just cut this. We're too close to lows here. We're out. It's all right. We're very green on this account, so it doesn't matter that much. We'll come back to it. We'll figure it out something else to do. Oh, NASDAQ. Kind of quiet right now, though. Oil's still breaking lows. I don't know what I was thinking by right here. They say every hour less than 7 hours of sleep you get, your IQ drops by 10 points. And so at this point in time, my IQ is probably about 30, you know. Only Sludge Coffee can save me today. Pending home sales jumped 10% from a year ago to the highest level since 2022, according to Redfin. That's good. Again, if you're just now joining us, there's a couple things that are making markets optimistic. There's a China summit with a bunch of CEOs, including Jensen Huang. H200 chips have been unlocked in China. And markets are excited about it. So, NVIDIA microchips are up big today. Oil is down. Although, we haven't really got much overseas news in that regard from Iran and stuff. But NVIDIA is up big. MU is actually a little red. TSM is up really nicely. AMD, MU are actually a little red. Google's flat. Meta's green. Apple is Right around $300. I don't mind Apple. Yeah, look at oil, guys. So oil just cracked lows. Looks like I got out at the right time, I think. All right, guys, we have retail sales and jobless claims data in 15 minutes. 15 minutes for retail sales and jobless claims data. You don't have to put on the red trade. I know, man. You too young for Sting? Trust me, after the concert last night, I know I am. You know, I know I am. Not that much, Larry. Got to mow the lawn. Might just set a couple big boy longs and see what happens. Yeah. Honestly, sometimes I feel better getting like 6.5 instead of 7. Oil breaking lows again here. So at 99.4s, under $100 for CL futures, WTI futures. So we are under 100 now. Oil falling this morning. Chat. Not a lot of news today, though. UAE is going to build the Sphere Abu Dhabi first outside of the U.S., according to a statement. And again, we got the China summit going on. The president said that Chinese president committed to helping with Iran, buying U.S. soybeans, buy more oil and liquefied natural gas and other energy, as well as 200 737 Boeing jets, apparently. So if you look at Boeing here, Boeing's up on the day. It's at 244s right now. People are basically pricing in the China summit as very optimistic for markets. John the 18th. No news is good news. Yeah, I mean, more H200 chip sales to China's good news, but we're up so much, guys. We're up so much. Again, the big question is, do we correct in the next month? 65% of people say yes, we do. Speaking of corrections, the NASDAQ just dropped a very, very, very small amount. We're over 29,500s though, so. Yes, we did. We did get the NVIDIA news. Jensen Huang joining them late minute was a good thing. Yeah, so basically the US approved 10 Chinese firms to purchase NVIDIA H200 chips, according to sources. Baba, ByteDance, Tencent, JD among Chinese companies approved by the US to buy NVIDIA H200 chips. Lenovo, Foxconn, and other distributors also received US approval to purchase NVIDIA H200 chips, according to sources as well. Right, so this is the optimistic new markets are pricing in. You know, this came out maybe what, like 6 hours ago, 7 hours ago. So markets are liking the chip news. We'll see if we get some volatility. Yesterday we were pretty quiet until the opening bell, and then the opening bell, markets continued. Yeah, so people are talking about there's downside moves continuing in oil here. Not really any much of a reason why though. Downside moves continue across crude despite a lack of fresh drivers. Brent fell from 104.80 to 104 over 30 minutes. Equities grind higher as well. So oil falling down a little bit today, guys. Look at oil. Looks like I got out of this in time though, but very small. We'll leave our larger trades closer. We have 11 minutes before retail sales and jobless claims data go live. We will see what it looks like today, guys. We'll see what it looks like. What's up, Uncle Nelly? What's up, dude? Apple going up, I'm assuming that's what you're saying. John's a vampire. I don't need an alarm clock. What's the impact of retail sales and jobs data on Bitcoin? Yeah, Bitcoin, guys, let me take a look at it. I would say generally speaking, Bitcoin. It's hard to say what Bitcoin wants for this type of data. I think this data is going to show some of the inflation picture. Bitcoin back under 80K, finally pulling back some here. Bitcoin's been a little bit more, I'm not going to say strict in terms of its reactions, but Bitcoin actually reacted a little negatively to PPI inflation data. Bitcoin wants easing, right? Higher PPI means less easing is what this is. So Bitcoin's down a little bit, but we'll see what retail sales data show. Again, with going into the retail sales report, markets are going to look at a couple different things for this retail sales report. Again, hot retail sales might show a resilient consumer, but also kind of reinforce, higher rates, less rate cuts, hike risk, since the economy can take it according to, the economy if retail sales are good. Soft retail sales could show that inflation is actually eating into demand, is what this is. So this is seeing how much inflation might potentially eat into demand. Again, do you think the market wants higher or lower retail sales data today? Let me know in chat right now. Higher or lower retail sales? What does the market want? I think that's a good question. Jobless claims. Higher claims means more unemployment filings, weaker jobs. It's a more real-time look as well. This is from April retail sales data. So we will see, but what does the market want? Higher or lower retail sales? Let me know in chat right now. So most people say higher retail sales. I mean, I don't know. I think if we continue the trend of higher inflation data, higher retail sales makes sense. But yeah, market wants a continued expansion. It will be higher, man. Lower with the PPI numbers yesterday would roast. Yeah, higher retail, lower jobless claims. So you think the market wants strong economics? Only the ultra wealthy will benefit. What's up, T-Dog? Hey, shout out to Richard. Thank you for the sub, my friend. Shout out to Richard. Here's the NASDAQ. NASDAQ very flat today. I think markets are just waiting on the news from the China summit. 7 minutes here, guys. 7 minutes. If inflation is higher, does the retail spending have to be higher? Bullish. Better be higher, man. Lower with PPO numbers. It's time for a pullback. What's up, Philip? Everyone is saving. Nobody wants to spend. Oil should retest 100. Yeah, that was kind of... I was hoping we'd bounce there. $100, but it went down just to go up. Russell's taking off. Does oil close today over 100? Gold? Yeah, we'll watch gold for sure. Here's gold right here. Again, gold currently sitting at 47s. Gold's been a little resilient too, even with the high PPI data. Right, so gold has been a little bit more resilient. Still pretty flat though. I mean, you can see the range on gold right here. People are still buying, but on credit cards, debt is increasing. Good morning, bro. How it goes? It's going okay. John, you sound like you have a cold. Hope you're feeling well, bro. I'm fine. I went to the Sting concert last night, and now I'm tired. Yeah. Hey, thank you, T-Dog. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you, brother. I don't know if I'm beating him anytime soon, but that's okay. I'm kind of a different niche, We cover, I mean, it's the same, but, Hey, what's up, Brazzy? James, what's up, dude? All right, go. Here we go. 5 minutes. Oil actually up to 100 again. Should I have held my oil trade? It's not worth the risk of holding it, but did Sting do Roxanne? Yeah. Hopefully today we can turn on the green light, I would say Roxanne, the top 3 songs, it's about a prostitute ever. Top 3 prostitute songs ever. Y'all ready? Let's get some data. That's what I need to wake me up today, guys, is data. We have 4 minutes left. 4 minutes. Were you the youngest guy there? I might have been. Never say never, homie. Having a kid will motivate you. Yeah, but my kids are 16, bro. my kid's a teenager. My kids are both, you know. I love them, but they're in that arguing stage. Everything I say, I get a backhanded comment back, you know. Anyways, listen, guys, markets are up. I love them. They're great kids, honestly, great kids. Listen, guys, we got 4 minutes left. 4 minutes. Retail sales data. Oil is back to 100 here, guys. Oil is back to 100, grinding up here. Let's see if it rejects. I'm not going to short it. We're too close to data, and you know, I think the market's kind of flat right now. It's too choppy. I need to have some discipline here and not force too many trades this morning, because the market's not really favorable for that type of stuff right now. Very flat NASDAQ, still very high. I think momentum's still on the upside, but still flat nonetheless. The range is sideways. You know, we're moving sideways in range. Yeah. All right, guys. We have 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left. Yeah, on oil, yeah, that's what those are. Correct, Sachin. That's right. John, I gave you the long signal. I was looking for it. The max signal is what it's called. Yeah, let's see what happens. I don't know how much this is going to move markets. With PPI inflation, with CPI the day before, with payrolls on Friday, I don't know if this is going to move markets right now. We've had so many big data releases that maybe it does, maybe it freaking doesn't. I don't know. I don't know. Oil, guys, back over $100. I could have held. I could have held. I could have done it, but I don't think the risk is worth it here. Yeah, we got gold right here. Here's gold. Gold is at 47.10s. No. I don't know. I don't think so. I think he's still here. Here, I got a data release, baby. All right, I love you. All right, NASDAQ pulling back here. We're at 47.10s here. Oil at 100s. I should have held, guys. I should have held. Too much risk, though. Not worth it. All right, guys. Let's see what market does here. Here's the NASDAQ. We're going to put oil up right here. Maybe gold. Here's gold. Here's gold on the left. Here's the NASDAQ on the right. Here, actually, we'll put the S&P up here. Here's S&P. I want to put gold up, too. We'll watch gold. All right, here we go, guys. We have a minute and a half left. 1.5 minutes. Jobless claims, retail sales. Core retail sales expected at 0.7%. Last time was 0.9%. Headline retail sales expected at 0.5%. Last time was 1.7%. So they're both expected to decline pretty decently here. Jobless claims expected at 205. Last time they were 200,000. Let's see what we get. We got 1 minute left. 1 minute before the releases. Hey, shout out to Raul. Thank you for the subscribe, my friend. Shout out to Raul. I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you, brother. All right, here we go. 1 minute left, guys. 1 minute. Jobless claims, retail sales, 0.7% core retail sales, 0.5% expected for headline. Jobless claims expected at 205K. Let's see what happens. I think the China summit might overpower this news, but still. Let's see what we get today. Let's see what we get. 30 seconds, guys. 30 seconds. Gamble, gamble? No gamble, gamble. Oil back. I should have held my oil trade. It's up to 100.48. Still rip it up. Oil's popping. It might be news related though. 10 seconds, guys. We're really about 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here's the report. Okay, guys, so retail sales 0.5% as expected. Jobless claims increased to 211 versus 205K. Core retail sales flat. Both retail sales numbers were fat. 0.7 for core, 0.5 for headline. Jobless claims did go up, though. So we did have higher than expected jobless claims, which means more unemployment filings, weaker jobs data. The NASDAQ is going down on this report. So is the S&P. A little bit weaker jobs data. Jobless claims went up to 211 versus 205. 199 revised previously, so they revised the last one down by 1,000, but we did see an uptick in unemployment claims. 211 versus 205. Retail sales flat. 0.5% as expected for headline. Core showed up 0.7% as expected. And so flat retail sales data, but claims numbers and job numbers were a little bit weaker than expected. So NASDAQ did react negatively, immediately retraced back up. Sometimes the first move is the wrong move here. There's the S&P. It's right around 7,500. Let's see what gold's doing on this report. But kind of flat retail sales data, not big data. Gold's moving down some. We did have import-export numbers show up at 4.2% for import. Export year-over-year showed up at 8.8%. 1.9% import prices on the month. 3.3 export prices on the month. But yeah, jobless claims a little bit weaker than expected jobs data is what this is. A little bit weaker than expected. But a lot of this was flat. So we will see what we get today. But that is the data right now. That's the data. Again, like I said, kind of flat data number one. But 211 versus a previous 200 number here. Here's the jobless claims numbers. We're going to put those in chat. But the NASDAQ is kind of reacting negatively to this. Like, look, the NASDAQ is down some on this report. Not a huge drop, but we are printing money. Everything will be going up, including the stock market. News sounds good. Well, it wasn't bad. I mean, the jobless claims number is not good, right? So the jobless claims number wasn't necessarily good here. Was it the worst ever? No. But was it good? No. Retail sales data was completely flat. Like basically flat. But the jobs data takes prime story time in that regard. With that said, though, retail sales data is decreasing. So even if it came in as expected, it's still down from the previous number. So retail sales data, and again, we can look deeper into the retail sales report. Like we can look deeper into it. Like here's the report right here. But it came in basically flat, so markets are already priced in. The NASDAQ is going down, though. Look at this drop on the NASDAQ. Here's the S&P. Here's oil right now, guys. So oil is still rebounding. Maybe I should have bought it. Look at the NASDAQ fall. NASDAQ filled the entire gap, almost going red on the day. Let's see, this previous closing price right here is red on the day. So yeah. Is it worth buying the dip? I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't necessarily good. Continuing claims lower than expected. That's good long term. Yeah, continuing claims were lower. They came in at 1.782 million versus 1.79 million expected. They were higher than the previous print, though, just to put it into perspective. So they were lower than expected for continuing claims. They expected 1.79 mil. They should have been 1.782 mil. But the previous one was 1.76 mil if you round up. So they were still higher than last time. Either way, but. I was thinking about buying this pullback here. I just didn't. Maybe I should have here. So I was thinking about buying this dip. Maybe I should have. I love you. Kiss your glasses, you know. They have my approval, Manny. They have my approval. Yeah, I love you. NASDAQ candle. Yeah, I mean, we dropped on this report. I mean, the only thing we really had was weaker job numbers. You know, retail sales were flat, but still down relative to the previous report. And then jobless claims numbers, more unemployment filings. It is a more recent report. Like, jobless claims is more recent unemployment filings. But yeah, at the same time, it's all pretty much flat. Jobless claims, again, 211. They thought 205. Previous was 200,000. So, but again, S&P 500, record highs. NASDAQ, record highs. Import prices up 1.9% on April on higher fuel prices. Could be scaring markets as well. But yeah, that's the data today. I should have bought the dip like I wanted here, though, guys. Maybe is it time? What should I buy right now? Bull or bear? Let me know in chat. Bull or bear? Should I buy gold here? It's really hard to short the market right now, though. Ugh. I don't hate where we're at in the volume profile right now on the NASDAQ, though. So I honestly don't hate where we're at now. Okay, I see bear, bull, buy gold, bull, bear. Okay, that was my name in high school. Bull, 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 bear, bull, buy gold. You know, with that said, though, I'm going to jump in short here. You know what? We're going to try to jump in short. Where's my P&L here? We're up nicely. You can't see my P&L, can you? Oh, there it is. We got a little green here. I'd probably hold this break even now. There we go. Whoa, something just happened, it looks like. It's hard to tell whether... I'm going to take some profit off here. But whoa. Whoa. Delayed response? Reports that a person familiar with West Streeting's plans and text messages are not leadership contest, jobless claims. Man, what a drop. Random. Somebody knows something, maybe. I'm going to take a little bit more off here. I think just because... Top 3 greatest shorts ever right here, guys. I'm going to take a little bit more off. Will we keep dropping? Will we keep dropping? Something... I'm assuming this is catalyst driven. I might be wrong. But that's a... Oil's not really moving on this, so it's... stock news potentially here. And maybe I'm just an overreactor. Maybe I'm sensationalizing this move, guys. But the NASDAQ just went red on the day. Is the music too loud? I'll turn it down a little bit. My bad, guys. My bad. Something's dumping. Right, yeah, something's down. I see more money-making opportunities being on the downside. Yeah, I mean, I'm already green on the trade. We're not going to lose money on this trade. I can hold the rest break even. I'll give it a little bit over break even. I'm going to give it like 54 right here. 54 is right here, so it'll be green nonetheless. We need to be wary of buying. First move is the wrong move. We are screwed, John. This is a bear market. Is it a bear market? Seems pretty bullish to me, bro. Breaking all-time highs every other day. Seems kind of bullish to me. I would say breaking all-time highs might be the most bullish thing ever. Do we continue in that bull direction? I don't know. But I think, you know, we're in a melt-up. The claims and sales numbers were flat for retail sales, but jobless claims, which is how many people are filing for unemployment data, went up. So I see Iraq sought financial assistance from IMF as a result of the conflict. Sources close to IMF say. I don't think that's really moving negatively in markets, but maybe. NASDAQ is now effectively red on the day. I'll put the data up on screen, my bad. I could also add to this and then hold it. I guess this is waking up the chat. Is this a bull or bear market, guys? Bull or bear market? I mean, I've asked people if they're bullish or bearish like 5 times today. But I might as well ask them again, no? Bull or bear market right now? I think this is a bull market, obviously. I think we're running up, breaking all-time highs. Like, look at the... You know, if we take a look here, guys, look at the NASDAQ. Like, look at this. This is the NASDAQ right here. Is this not a bull market? I mean, it's not a long-term trend, but depends on which index we're looking at. Seems pretty bullish to me. Do I consistently want to buy it? I don't know, but seems pretty bullish to me. It's a bull market, clearly a bull market. Bull, obviously upward trend. Some sort of joke, of course, this is a bull market. Bull, obviously. Easily a super bull market. Take a poll. I kind of did already. I said, do we correct in the next month? Bullish market. Market. Bull, but it changes day by day depending on the news. I could feel that stretch. I get it. Two Cookies says breath is very low. OPEX is going to take us higher. Yeah, the Chinese negotiations apparently are going well, but there's some question marks regarding it all. You know, there were a bunch of Chinese companies that were unlocked to sell H200 chips, NVIDIA H200 chips. NVIDIA is up pretty big on this news. Had a great day yesterday when Jensen joined the summit. But we could get more news coming out that kind of goes the other way here. I'm not really sure what we're going to get in that regard. Also, guys, if you haven't already, check out Lucid. Great way to help support your boy here. No PDT rule. You know, Lucid's kind of the best bang for your buck. I like it. They paid $150 million to traders. 250,000 traders use Lucid. Payout times very quickly. 90-10 split. No payout windows. Clear and simple rules. No activation fee. 10-to-1 micro scaling. End of day drawdown options. And if you use my coupon code, you get the max discount. Use coupon code BGT. I'll put the link up. Also, guys, Take Profit has their largest sale ever. Flash sale. Take Profit. Here's the Lucid link. Great way to help support your boy here on this channel. But if you want to check out Take Profit, 50% off, no activation right now. 50. 5-0. No activation. So if you've ever wanted to try Take Profit, they've got a lot of good rules as well. It just makes sense. It just makes sense. Here's the link. Check it out. Coupon code BGT at checkout. I appreciate the love. PPI was hot yesterday. You know. I'm pretty sure Nelly came out and said inflation was up. You know, it's getting hot in here, he said. One time, I think. I'm old, guys. I'm old, I think. I went and saw Sting yesterday. You know I'm freaking old. You know? But PPI data, the market did not care. PPI data 1.4% month over month. Market said, give me more highs. You know? Look, my NASDAQ short's working here. So relative job, I'm 63 and not old. Yeah, you're definitely not old. You can be 63 and not old, and I can be in my 30s and still very old. I'm an old soul, guys, they say. All right, guys, NASDAQ up to 90s. Or, I'm sorry, my trade is up to small amounts of profit. I am shorting the NASDAQ right here. I am shorting the NASDAQ. PPI was wild, honestly. I assumed we were going to drop all day yesterday. I assumed we were going to drop yesterday. Market did not care. We still just freaking went yesterday. When do we hit 30,000 on the NASDAQ? NVIDIA pull it back a little bit, helping my trade here. But when do we hit 30,000 on the NASDAQ is really the main thing I'm looking at. Where's my window here? No, that's Lucid. Bro, let's exit out of that. Let's exit out of that. Let's exit out of this. Let's exit out of Bitcoin. Chat, I have lost my trade window. I know it's got to be on there because it's still in the bottom quarter. I can still see my P&L. Wait, has it moved? Is it frozen? Did I exit out of the trade? I think I did. I got to go find this. I think I accidentally exited out of Trade Evade here. There it is. It's here. My bad, guys. It's here. Here's the trade right here. Okay. 49-inch monitor problems. We're still in here. We're shorting the NASDAQ. Oh, let's see what happens. Yields down. I think we reversed today. Yeah, weird. 1.4% PPI inflation. 3.8% year-over-year CPI inflation. Yields down. Yeah, give me these lows down here, guys. I got to take a little bit more off, I think, and just, you know. I mean, why wouldn't I? I'm going to take one more off here. You know. eBay higher on donking GameStop. Is that what it's called? Did they donk GameStop? I think they did. They were like, you know what? No. You know what, GameStop? You know what, Ryan Cohen? Nah, we're not doing that. 40% is standard. Your 50% actually comes up as 40% on which one? Light Chaser, which one? You talking about take profit? You gotta use my coupon code BGT, my friend. Do it now. Do it now. BGT. Again, everything I do here is free, guys. I don't even claim to be a good trader. We try to put everything out there for free. I think a lot of other people are like, look how great I am. You know, they try to like really, you know, the reality of it is most day traders lose. I try to be honest with people. Lucid? Well, Lucid's not 50% right now, bro. Lucid's 40%, dude. Take profit's 50% right now. So if you want to take profit account, now's the time to try it. But it's not Lucid that's 50%, it's take profit. Lucid's 40%. All right, we've scaled out of almost all this position here. Almost all of it. We've scaled out. We're at 520s right now. We appreciate you guys. Top 3 most not good trader. That again, that's what they called me in high school. How do you often get a payout? We got one. I mean, we got one. The good thing about Lucid is they process it quick, dude. Like, very quick. Honestly, I think GameStop buying eBay would be a great freaking move. I think it makes sense with their business model. I think they need to pivot to something else. I'm not criticizing GameStop for trying that. I think that would be a great move for them. I think it would be a great move. And I think, you know, it diversifies their business model enough, right? Like them buying Pokemon cards is not diversification enough to justify all the stores that they have. They've been closing stores, and I get it, that makes sense, but it doesn't make, like, technology evolves, guys. Physical copies of video games are basically no longer a thing. Memory capabilities are increasing. Digital downloads are obviously the main way people play video games is through digital downloads. And that dynamic is going to get worse and worse and worse as time goes on for GameStop specifically. Now, they're always going to be able to sell consoles unless we get some type of cloud gaming, which probably will happen sometime in the future. I don't know how quickly it will, but we'll probably get something like that where we have cloud gaming and stuff like that as it gets more efficient sometime into the future. But you're probably still going to have consoles to a certain extent. You're still going to have people that don't want to do that. But overall, the business of GameStop should dwindle over time. You know, just objectively looking at it. I'm a video game person, but that's objectively the truth, right? I think anybody that knows and understands the future of technology is going to say the same freaking thing. Now, with that said, because of that, GameStop's got a lot of cash, and they need to pivot to something. They need to diversify. And so I'm not mad at them for trying to buy GameStop. I think it made sense, to be honest. If I'm GameStop, I might try to buy eBay. But I'm also not mad at eBay. I'm not mad at eBay for being like, GameStop, sit down. No. And so, you know, we'll see what GameStop does. But no, I know cloud gaming is a thing. It's not the most efficient thing right now, and it's definitely not the biggest thing. That's why I said cloud gaming is going to be the future to a certain extent. Something like it, maybe. I close out the last contract here. I'm going to let it go. Look, we're close enough to lows of the day here. And I've scaled out of most of this position. I'll get out now if it breaks over like 538s or so. You know, 535, 538s, I'll cut it. But I want to give it enough time to break down some more. And if it does, maybe I could even add to it. Really maximizing that last contract or two. We've already taken almost, you know. But, yeah, Poet, wild today. So I see the ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon will be extended for an unknown duration so far, according to news sources. Again, the ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon will be extended for an unknown duration. It's the news that's dropping right now. But the defense minister in Israel said Iran mission is not over. The IRGC Navy said 30 ships allowed through the Strait of Hormuz since last night. We have 40 minutes until the market's open. Guys, 40 minutes. Dow is running. Dow needs to run. Holy crap, dude. The Dow is running, bro. I didn't even... thank you for mentioning this, because I didn't even see the Dow today. Look at the Dow, guys. I'm going to call this the old man index. It is up. All-time highs on the Dow today, bro. I think we're going to break all-time highs on the Dow. 38's the all-time highs. We're at... what did we hit this morning? We hit 31s? Oh, dude. The Dow's going to break all-time highs today. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I'm off. All-time highs on the Dow, 50,611 on Dow futures. You better believe we're going to get a presidential tweet if the Dow breaks all-time highs. You know? We're going to get some tweets if the Dow breaks all-time highs. Still in this trade. We're kind of sitting on it. USO went up. We're gonna get tweets anyway. I love that X is still referred to as Twitter. I still call it Twitter. I'm calling everything a tweet. Dude, I'm sleepy today, Stretch, bro. Like I said, I got five and a half hours last night. I don't feel that bad though. Maybe it's the sludge coffee I'm drinking. But I don't feel that bad. There's some days I'll wake up where I'm like, you know. Today I was alright. Most people I know don't even have any idea about the stock market. How you gotta send an X? Right. Like I don't want to tell people, hey, I sent an X. You know, I sent an X yesterday. Dude, my grandparents might look at me and be like, what did you send? What did you say? You know? All right, NASDAQ break it down here, guys. Break it down. We're at 29.5s. Here's 29.500s. You sent a what? Guys? You know? They're gasping at me. They're like, what did you send, John? All right, we're at 504s. All right, we're trying here. We're trying. Which account type do you prefer? I mean, look, if we're looking at Lucid objectively here, obviously I prefer the pro accounts. No consistency rule pass in one day. You know, that's me, right? But obviously they're a little bit more expensive. You know, you want to pay a little bit less. You know, 50% consistency though, even in the flex, is pretty reasonable on Lucid. No? Which one do I prefer? Direct to funded, honestly. I made the sludge coffee. Yeah, there you'd be like, hey guys, did you get my X last night? You know? Did you get my X last night? Like, I get it, Elon's all like, ooh, it's the X app. Ooh, you know? But like, I don't know if X is the right move. X is too correlated with something else. You know? Don't make me say that. I'm gonna call it a tweet. You know? We're gonna call it a little birdie. That's what we're gonna keep calling it. NASDAQ still breaking down, getting close to lows of the day here. Let's see if we hit it. Lows of the day, currently 481s right now. We are under 29,500 on the NASDAQ. We're still falling this morning, heading into the opening bell. That's a shrunk deal, John. I know, but listen, or worse. That's a. It's that or worse right now. That's that or worse. I don't think they call it that anymore, though. But that, again, it's either that or worse. All right, guys, we're at 490s right now. We're at the lows of the day here. At the lows of the day. And you know what? I'm going to add a little bit to this. Screw it. We're going to add a little bit more to it. We made so much with the trade. Even if we get stopped out here after adding to it, we're still very green. Very, very green. So just to clarify, I'm adding to it. I added to it. We're down so much. I think that's the move here. See if we crack lows. I can take profit pretty quickly. If we do, let this thing fly down. There we go. Hit lows. I'm going to get out right there. Very small now. But easy money here. Look, there's the low break. And I'm going to get out right here. I don't want to get a liquidity grab up. So I'm out. I'm out. Very, very nice, clean trade. I'll take it. Green is good. Guys, green is good. Bro, Kmart was the shit. I loved Kmart, bro. Kmart's video game section back in the day. Premium. Oil's coming down here. So oil hit 101s right now. Oil hit 101s. Rejected at 101. Still red on the day. It's at 100.5 now. I could have held that oil trade I got in earlier too and probably made money. I saw a Kmart. Last time I saw a Kmart, honestly, I think was in Canada. Or no, it was in Michigan. I'm sorry. It's basically Canada. Northern Michigan. Yeah. All right, so we did bounce exact. I got out almost at the lows here. And again, I'm going to go back to this saying. In markets here, guys. In markets. I do not like targeting low of the days. Why do I not like targeting low of the days? I don't like targeting low of the days because I think the range to those levels makes way more sense. Way more sense. And so I think the range to the low makes way more sense than targeting some type of big low of the day break. Again, I think... Here, hold on. Let me get this timer up for the opening bell. And then we will... okay, that's a good enough timer. I'll take it. Let me fix this a little bit. I think riding the range down to the low and then just cutting it or holding onto a little piece makes sense. Like, once we break underneath a certain point, I like this range here. Here's the low of the day, right? A lot of people jump in on the crack of this low and then we get bloop. We go right back up. I don't like that. That happens a lot. I don't feel like getting faked out there. I think a much more probable move here for markets is as we get within a range to that low of the day to ride the move back down to test it. You know, I can take profit along the way. I can hold on a little piece sometimes, and that way if it does break, great. I'm still capitalizing on it. But if we liquidity grab at those lows like we do a lot here, like just like this, even if we continue down, the risk is too high for me to jump in. Then I still get a really high percentage range here. Because once we get to this low, bears start getting excited. They're like, oh, we're going to break lows. We're going to break lows. We're going to break lows. And they ride us down. Experienced traders also a lot of the time take profit at the bottom of the range here. You know, so targeting the range to the low of the day or the high of the day. I do this on the long side as well as we get close to highs. Makes sense, I think. Chad, makes sense. Just momentum starts to become more and more in your favor as we get within a range to these lows. Does that make sense? I've done this 2 days in a row, and it just makes sense, guys. It makes sense. It's targeting the psychology of it. What's the psychology? As we get closer to this low of the day area, it becomes much more probable we're going to at the very least test it. Is it 100% likely? Of course not. Nothing's 100% in anything. The Dow just broke highs of the day. Speaking of all this, guys, look at the Dow up here. The Dow up to highs of the day. Look at the Dow run. Chad, on the left side here. This is the Dow right now. Dow's up. Dow's pushing. So I hope that makes sense, everybody. Spy Bouncy. Nice job, mate. Hey, thank you, Stretch. Poet calls. Yeah, Poet, dude. I saw a lot of people mention this before I even... I knew it was like some type of big run in... Because... You know, we mostly cover futures. We cover stocks here too, but when most of my chat before I even start the stream is talking about a stock, you know there's something going on with it. With that said though, guys, NASDAQ is still falling down close to these lows. You know, here's the NASDAQ on the left side. So the NASDAQ is still dipping down into these areas. Are y'all red or green on the day here? We asked people earlier, does the market correct in the next month? 68% says yes, we do. Uh-oh. It's the song, guys. It's the song. Who's laughing at who? Are the Bulls laughing at the Bears in this song, or are the Bears laughing at the Bulls? The song is back. No matter what I do, I can't get rid of it. Waterfall sensation at the opening bell. Green on the day. My guy, congrats. Red so far, best song. It's not nice to laugh at me. I know, I feel attacked. I'm more Buffalo. I can respect that. Okay, so CME Group is going to launch NASDAQ CME Crypto Index Futures. I think that's a great move. Launch it. Do it. That's a bull laugh. I love this song. Pew. Is dabbing still a thing, Pew? You know? I don't know what's cool anymore. I'll ask my kids. They know. Only stocks holding up market is Nvidia, up almost 2%. July isn't far away. Historically, one of the most bearish months. Not the song, Jay? I know, man. It's the freaking song. NASDAQ bouncing. We got out almost at the bottom here, dude. I don't know if it's going to keep breaking down, but look at the Dow up here, too. Where's gold at? Here's gold. Gold's very, very flat on the day. It's one of those days where it only makes sense, in my opinion, to attack a range in gold. Not investment advice. Good thing the poll is wrong 99% of the time. 98, I would say. Bearish on dabs. What's up, Soul of Hefe? NASDAQ is up almost 6,500. It clearly needs a correction. I mean, it's up. Again, vote on the poll. 68% say, yeah, the market corrects in the next 30 days. Gold falling down here, though. Look at gold, 47s. NASDAQ bouncing right at the lows again. I miss easy mode crypto of the last summer. Just open up the chart and play. Def Leppard. Yeah, I know. I've been watching oil today as well. Like, look, here's oil. I bought oil at $100, and it went down to 99.40, stopped me out, and then right back up to 105s. So I'm mad at oil this morning. The Laughing Man is becoming my favorite song. When are single stock futures coming out? Traffic in the Strait of Hormuz rose this week. However, analysts caution that many ships are returning. Ugh. All right, guys. We got 25 minutes left until the opening bell. I believe we can make money today. Yeah, guys. I went to the Sting concert last night. And I know I don't know Sting because I kept confusing him with Seal. Right? I would be like, Kissed by a Rose? So he's going to play that? And my friends would be like, no. You know, that's not it. I mean, Sting and Seal look exactly alike. I don't know what they're talking about, but, yeah. Like I said, the guy next to me was a freaking super fan. That dude was into, like, he was into it. And I had to kind of pretend to be a Sting super fan, too, sitting next to him. I was like, oh, yeah, I know this song. Great song. You know, love this song. Had no freaking idea what song it was. No idea. Unless they play Roxanne. I knew Roxanne. I knew, honestly, like I said, I was kind of waiting for them to be like, ba-da-da-da-da-da, baby, you know. It never came, guys. It never came. I'm sorry, guys. If you're a Sting fan, I'm sorry. You know, he was good though. He was good. It was good. It was good. Don't judge me. That's what I'm saying. NASDAQ back to lows here. NASDAQ back to lows. Are you going to talk about Vietnam? Bro, get off my lawn, dude. All right? Back in my day. Listen, Kmart, Sting. Don't judge me. I really did get it mixed up. I did, like I said, I went to the Sting concert because the people I was with were like about it, you know. So I tagged along. But yeah. Anyways, Nasdaq at the lows. Nasdaq at the lows. Yeah, like as the chat says, I was kind of waiting for this guy to come, like, to walk out there, you know. I was almost waiting for him to walk out. He never came, you know. So that's what a secret Sting fan would say. Nasdaq just cracked the lows of the day again, guys. It's down to 29,475s. Let's see if it continues down here. It doesn't mean we're not going to go back up. The market's been going up and down in pretty big amounts. And so, like, yesterday we dropped a lot from PPI inflation, and understandably so. It was terrible. By midday, we had rebounded all the way back up, and we were up significantly, breaking all-time highs. And so, like I said earlier, the market has not been carried. We'll have a negative catalyst. Market drops a little bit. Market hours open. Boom. We right back up to highs. Let's see if that happens today. It could. Fields of green today, Raymond. It's okay to like Sting, John. I don't dislike it. Some, you know, listen. You know, I know most of the songs that I recognize from 80s music and movies. From 80s movies, really. You know, like Fields of Barley. I'm pretty sure I heard that as like a breakup song in some 80s movie. You know, probably a couple. Nasdaq again at 29,471s. So are you bearish or bullish? I'm neutral on the day. I think short term we look bearish, obviously. We're breaking lows. But I think if you zoom out just a little bit, we've been breaking all-time highs every day, and I don't necessarily want to trade against that momentum. I think there's better risk-reward on the downside, but I still probably am more bullish than bearish today, even with these drops in markets. At the China Summit, again, we got a bunch of CEOs, including Jensen Huang, NVIDIA CEO, in China right now, meeting, trying to make deals, and we've had some good news. They unlocked NVIDIA H200 chip sales to multiple companies, multiple Chinese companies. So NVIDIA is going to be able to sell H200 chips to multiple Chinese companies. That's making people optimistic. NVIDIA's up on the day. And really, markets have been rebounding on that news a pretty significant amount. Now, it always could turn. I think it's less likely to turn, but it could. But still, I think momentum's probably, you know, if you zoom out a little bit from short-term day trading, I think momentum's probably on the upside. We have 20 minutes left into the open, but again, we'll see. We'll see. Coffee is kicked in. You're looking more awake than 30 minutes ago. Oh, I'm up. No reason for them to sell off yet. Money printing. NVIDIA single-handedly keeping the markets from falling. Yeah. Enphase and Elf. Elf is a makeup stock, right? Is that Elf? Elf is the makeup stock? Yeah, Elf Beauty. I mean, obviously, if there's any stock that I know about, it's Elf right now. Look at this face. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I'm not buying it. I gotta know the stock a little bit to justify buying it, and I just don't know anything about it. Enphase is interesting, but it's just gotten absolutely hammered over the past few years. You know, it was at $340 basically in 2022. It's at $42 now, so it is down a lot. And so because of that, down a little. I don't mind a dip buy. But if something drops like that, it generally signals bigger problems in the sector overall. NASDAQ just cracked lows again, 29.45s, 29.45s. The bounce at the bell will be epic. Dow a little pullback worth watching. NASDAQ 320s. John is wired up. I'm drinking Sludge coffee, bro. Hey, what's up, Hits? No reason for them to sell us off yet. Also, guys, Apex brought back their 90% off sale. 90% off sale, and I think it's still $69 activation fee, Apex. So again, Apex, you get $20 base account. It's an intraday trail, but it's still cheap. If you want a cheap option, you've never traded props before, Apex makes sense. Most day traders are going to lose, and so learning in a very small risk way like this just makes sense. You're still probably going to lose, like most day traders do, especially in the beginning, but risking something, but not risking 2, 3, 4, 5 grand an account like you would if you wanted to actively trade, stocks or whatever. It just makes sense. So check out Apex if you want to. Here's the link if you want to help support the channel. 90% off right now. 90% off. 50K is the account that you get the 50K account is the one where you get the $69 activation fee, I think. And I think the end of day option makes sense. They have an end of day option now for drawdowns. NASDAQ keeps breaking lows here. Just crack lows again. John's if you take this kicked in. Is it time to buy silver? Chad, is it time to buy silver? What do you guys think? Here's a daily chart on silver. I mean, it's definitely getting interesting. Over 90, I think, is really interesting for silver because it starts to get closer to those highs, and maybe that causes some optimism and bulls to step in, testing $100, right here for silver on a long-term chart. But it's also very volatile, so just be careful. You don't know what it's going to do, but what? Soul? What are you saying? Yes, silver's a good time to get in. Is it time to buy silver, guys? Let me know. Buy silver, yes or no? Put it in chat right now. It's time to buy silver, gold, crypto, in my opinion. Trust me, it is. Silver's going to be a demand because it's needed for solar panels. Bitcoin's ripping. Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin's up. It needs to get over 80K. 80K is the level for Bitcoin, I think. It was time 2 years ago. Time to buy silver was 4 months ago. Yes, not yet. Freedom and security is free. No, I missed that boat already. Silver and gold are at 60-to-1 ratio. Yeah, I feel you. I mean, long term, you're still probably good. But short term, who freaking knows what it's going to do? It's balanced. I have a funded account with 30,000 on it. Hey, nice. Congrats, dude. Wait for 75 channel retest. Silver hit resistance overnight. I think it's a short-term short here. Yeah, the Clarity Act might push it past 80 for sure regarding Bitcoin. Yeah, we'll see what the Clarity Act does. I think markets are already kind of pricing that in some, but we'll see. I'm for it. It's always a good time to buy physical silver. What's up, Eyes? Yeah, no, I mean, I think long term, if you hold it long term, again, the silver and gold market works like this, right? Long term, meaning like decade plus, you're probably good. You're probably good. Probably, because nothing's 100%. But long term, the long term trend in gold and silver have been very good, obviously. Short term, especially over the last 6 months, they've been moving up and down. Again, silver chart. Silver was at $31 a year ago. It went to 121s in January, fell all the way back down to 60s, back up to 90, almost 90. It's at 86.80s right now. So definitely volatile. But when in doubt, you zoom out. And when you zoom out, long-term silver chart is pretty solid. Pretty solid. Although I would say the gold chart's slightly more consistent than silver. Here's gold. As much as I hate to say this, I was scared of gold at 2000. What did I know? Look, I was scared. What do I know? Because I was scared of gold at 2000. And top 3 worst call ever right there. Worst call ever. I was like, you know what? I don't want to buy it. 2000 too expensive for gold. Should have bought it. Should have bought it. It's all right. Speaking of bad calls, I didn't like GameStop at $4. Understandably so, though. The GameStop one is much more logical. Who knew GameStop was going to... I actually made money on the upside. I wrote it up to like 500 or something. Looks like a shark fin to me. It is a shark fin. OPEX this Friday. Yes, sir. Option expiry. All right, guys. Hey, we got 14 minutes. Is it time to buy AMC, dude? I'm not buying AMC. No offense. AMC really wanted to be GameStop in terms of stock movement, but it just wasn't. Too many shares in the flow, too much dilution, you know. Movie theater industry has been a struggle lately, even with the rebound with like Project Hail Mary and all that stuff. I don't really want to buy AMC. I think movie theaters are changing in general anyway. You got a lot of like more fancy movie theaters sprout up that like serve you meals there and let you order from the seats and all this different stuff that AMC's not as quick to jump on board with. And so I am just not as big of a fan in AMC. You know. When you're about to enter a position, can you show the trading screen? Yeah, I mean, that's what I do most of the time. We're doing our best to show you guys all the stuff going on, but, you know. We're at 29,476s. I haven't seen the first one, Vasquez. What about gold, Mr. John? I'm watching gold. Are we in sub-only mode? We better be. Yeah, we are. Okay. Subscribe. Also, do me a favor, guys. Bump the like button up. Bump the like button up if you haven't already. We appreciate it. What are the likes at right now? We are at 270. I believe we can hit more than that, chat. Okay. What do you think about 28 leaps for GameStop down here? I think he sorry. I can't talk today. I didn't get enough sleep. I think it could either go really well or really, really bad for GameStop. I think you know, basically it could go up or down is what I'm saying. I'm gonna start charging you guys for that analysis. But like I said, I think it's high risk, high reward regarding long-term leaps for GameStop. You know, if they could pivot and keep pivoting, and you know, that's great. That's great. They get some retail push behind them like they do. You know, that's great. They could go up big. They could also be a freaking dumpster fire. And so, you know, depends on your risk tolerance, I guess. Hey, what's up, Toxic? Yeah, I'm good, brother. I'm good, man. Negotiations between Israel and Lebanon commenced recently, according to journalist reports citing sources. Are you sure that it'll go up or down? No, I'm not. It might go to the left, sideways. You know, smash the like for Mr. John. I'm gonna start making you guys call me Mr. You know, I'm not gonna respond unless it's like Mr. John. You know, Sir John. Some would say. Silver's falling down. Silver is falling down. Look at this. $86. What is your favorite news source? Social media. Everybody always asks me my news sources like it's some type of secret thing, bro. It's social media. And you might be like, social media? Why is that your news source? Because it's faster than everything else, dude. It's faster. You're welcome. You know, get you social media and a super fast internet connection. You know, my sire, Papa John, Senor John. All right. 10 minutes left into the opening bell. We are green. What are we doing today, guys? Bull or bear for the open? Let's see. Bull or bear, guys? Buy Bitcoin. Not faster than Bloomberg Terminal. Okay, guys, listen. I'll charge you guys half of what Bloomberg Terminal charges you. Bloomberg Terminal, chump change, $21,000 a year. You know, I'll charge you guys, 11. Steal of a deal. You're welcome. Subscribe here, guys. $11,000 value. Subscribe. John at Beginner Trading. NASDAQ is back up to 29,480s here. 29,480s. If John were to disclose his sources. I just did. Social media, All right, we're at 29,484s. I only have 9K. I'll take it. I was scared of Intel at 75. Oversold on the 5-minute chart. Bull at the opening bell. Bull at the open. Alright, let's see. Where's the oil at? Is the oil falling back under $100 yet? We're starting to rebound back up. 105s. $100 is right here. We're watching this. Again, just look at the range I target on the NASDAQ. This is the range right here. And it just makes sense. Big Bosto level, previous close. Low of the day. Easy range. Starting to rebound back up, though. So we'll see if another range forms at the open. Seven minutes. Speaking of news, let me check to see. Make sure nothing else is going on ahead of the open. $29.5 seems like a relevant NASDAQ level here, though. Like, look, if we look at... Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. If we look at the NASDAQ level, 29,500s right here makes sense. This here is an eval. I need like not that much left to get funded on this one. Again, take profit. It's the time. If you never tried to take profit, now's the time. Largest sale they've ever done. Bullish today. Are we going down today? I don't know. I think everybody's kind of waiting for us to go down. You always making first profit with trading hard. Yeah. Kind of. Unless you get lucky. Then it's easy. Luck is better than skill, but... Look, here's 500. NASDAQ started to dip a little bit. We do have the market on open data coming pretty soon here, so... Bullish on crypto. Alright, so I'm watching that 29.5 level. See if we hold. $486s. The bears are definitely in control over the last like 30 minutes. Silver taking a little trip downtown. Gold looks bearish. All right, look, we're at 482s, 41s. NASDAQ coming down. Here's the market on open data. So yeah, this is just people getting baked in. A little bearish is what it looks like here, which shows like more open market open orders. Could be on the sell side, but let's see what we get. We have 3.5 minutes, 3 minutes. Dow is very strong today. Here's oil. Oil's still right around $100. Gold. Gold's very rangy. NASDAQ and Dow are interesting. Dow continues to break highs of the day. All-time highs on the Dow are 611, so we're still a ways away. But we got a little bit of, we got 3 minutes left, max. Yeah. Silver can't go too low due to commercial needs. Similarly, oil can't really go over 150 before global manufacturing slowed. Bitcoin's going to fall to 75K today. It depends on what happens with the Clarity Act. SanDisk down again. Bro, SanDisk is up so much. You're acting like that's a shocking thing that SanDisk is down. You know, like look. Here's SanDisk right here. Alright. Like look. Weekly chart. Like, oh no. SanDisk. I can't believe it, guys. I can't believe it. Maybe it is a shock considering what it's done recently. But look at the NASDAQ. 30,000 is right there though. I do think 30,000 is gonna have some pull, but it doesn't mean we're not gonna correct before it. Up only, please. Brit's gonna be coming back, guys. Brit's coming back. Again, Brit went to the concert with us last night, and so that's why he came in town. That's why he hasn't been on the stream in the last few days, because he's sleeping right now, like I should be. All right, guys. Market's about to open in 2 minutes. NASDAQ's really close to lows of the day here. Probably Vegas, yeah. All right, guys, we're back up to 475s on the NASDAQ. A minute and a half left until the opening bell here. We'll see what we get. Honestly, I wish I could be sleeping right now. Or it's not really, it's just AI. All right, we got less than a minute, guys. Less than a minute. Let's see what we get. We're trying to close the deal. Yeah, he is. All right, guys. All right, we're at 475s right now. 475s. Last minute. Bull or bear? 30 seconds left. Let me know what you're targeting this morning. This is about the 18th time I've asked you guys today. But you got to participate in the chat. I don't know which way we're going at the opening bell. We're getting a little bounce here. We're close to lows of the day, though. But again, we're also close to 30,000. So I'm kind of neutral, to be honest. I know that's cheating. Hit the live button next to the play button. Make sure you're caught up to the stream, guys. Bull, 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 pump, bulls. Mostly bulls. Interesting. Let's see what happens. Good luck, guys. Here's the open. There is the opening bell here. NASDAQ falling down a little bit, but let's see if we hold. We are close to lows, but I think this range makes sense too. Short term. So, let's see if that range holds. Bullish. We'll brick it fired for missing work, bro. This isn't Goldman Sachs here. Open flush. I think you could reasonably argue either direction. Depends on which time frame you're looking at. You look at like a 5, 10, 15 minute, you know, maybe you could argue bearish. You look at a 20, 30 minute longer, you could probably easily argue bullish. All right, guys, we're at 480s right now, 480s, 475s. All right, look at this drop down here. Let's see if we crack lows. Nope, we're right back up. Very choppy open right now, Chad. Very choppy. Now we're starting to head back up, but very sideways range. What's the oil doing? Oil's up a little bit. Gold down. Gold's been fading. NASDAQ just broke the top of that range at 29,500s. We're too close to the bell for me to trade, but Trump sweets markets are going to send. Bitcoin approaching 80K. Yeah, it is. It's right at 80,000 now. That's the level. NASDAQ green. Here's the 200 EMA, though. What time is it? Can I trade yet? No, I can't. I got to follow my rules. I got to wait. Look at the bulls waking up at the opening bell here. I think the market might want 30,000, though, guys. So we are at the lows of the day, but we're also at all-time highs, pretty close to it as well. We got up to 29,700 yesterday on the NASDAQ, so we're close enough to all-time highs. Look at that 200 EMA, guys. Look at that level. Again, I couldn't take it because we're too close to the bell, and maybe it's a good thing. But 200 exponential moving average on a 1 minute chart makes sense. People just follow it. They watch it. Oh, it's still going up, is it really? Almost $19 for pellet right now? Yeah, $19. Eesh. Alright. Sit on hands for a while. I gotta just wait for... my rule is 4 minutes. I could trade if it's past 4 minutes. But yeah, I kind of gotta wait. What time is it? We're 3.5 minutes into the day. I still gotta wait. 200 exponential on a 1 minute chart, guys. I'm like a broken record with it, but you know, there's a reason why. Even if it goes up, we came all the way back down to there. We reclaimed this here is pretty strong though. Point of control is 550. Moving quickly. The bulls are back in town, guys. I knew you guys could do it. $545s. Here's the VWAP right here at 570s. What do we? Yeah, I can trade right now if I want to, but it's a little too strong. I need to buy a dip if I'm going to buy it. And we're also getting to the higher volume area. Here's the point of control right here, 550. Almost 550. Stoic shorting Amazon. Alright, here's the point of control. Dude, the bulls, man. I might buy a 200 exponential dip if we get it right here. Very tight risk. Like if I buy that dip, I'm gonna use a risk level, I think, of like 515s. You know, I'll probably about a 1-to-1 trade. I need the dip though. I need to wait for it. I'm not stopping here. We're in the high volume area though. Here's the VWAP. I could short that as well, but it would have to be kind of a scalp if I do short the VWAP here. Markets are pushing. See if we can get up to the VWAP. Again, Nvidia up 2.4% at record highs right now. There's the VWAP. I'm going to take a very, very small trade. Very, very small trade at the VWAP. There we go. I'll add to it if it goes in my favor. Very, very small trade. There we go. And we kind of ripped back up very quickly here. Very small trade though. I'll let the VWAP try to work, but if we lose, it's basically nothing. I'll add to it. I'm just waiting to go add to green versus taking a big position out the gate here at the VWAP. Okay, we can probably add to this one now too on the retracement back up. I don't like that kind of. There we go. If it pushes back up, I'm gonna reduce my size immediately. Yeah, I'm out of that. Yeah, I'm getting out of that. Too much. We lost a little bit, but very small. Probably shouldn't have traded against the bulls there. We're almost past this high volume area, the volume profile too. So if that doesn't keep it down, then. Bulls are up here today, though. I'll buy a dip maybe at 65s, but I'd honestly like to go up to 600 first and then buy one at like 75s more. Yeah. That's why I traded very small there. We were in the green. I just didn't take big enough position size to take profit, and so we got out mostly flat. I think that's the most risk-averse way I can trade that. Now I just gotta wait to either get a large enough dip to make it juicy enough, or you know, a big reversal trend. But we're very green on the day, nonetheless. But look at this rally at the opening bell. Again, what are the all-time highs now? They're like 20. They're like 29.7s. Yeah, all-time highs are right here. So I need a juicy enough pullback to get in if we're going to get one, so I just got to wait, I think, here, chat. How did you not long that from the bottom? I should have bought. I mean, I got out of my short right here, which is pretty good, I think. But can't see anything major. Yeah, I'm just kind of hanging out right now. I don't like anything enough to okay, so I see the head of Parliament Social Council in Iran said the aim of the president's repeated tweets is to create suspicion of division among the officials there in the absence of a unified decision maker in Iran. He added that even if negotiations reach a result, one cannot trust America because of their operations. I mean, of course they're going to say that. I'm not saying they're wrong or right, but I don't know if this is market moving is what I'm trying to say. NASDAQ pulling back a little bit here. We get a little dip. Let me see. Again, the only thing I might buy is like 7.5s right here. And I would have to have a tight risk. We're at 87s right now. See if we keep on a dipping. Give me 7.5s. There we go. That's 7.5s. I'll take that. Again, I'm going to take small, add to it in my favor. There we go. That's 7.5s. Let's see if we go up more. I have to add to it, though, take a longer term trade. My risk is pretty tight here. I'm going to get out at like 50. Maybe like 53, 52s. And then a reward target is going to be up here at like 25s, I think. Or at least some of it. Might add to it along the way. That's the plan right now. Very small though. Like I said, I'm gonna add to it. Take a small risk here. Oil's actually pushing back up a little bit though, but come on, bulls. Do I want to add? I'll add on another pullback is what I'll add on. Give me a pullback to add on. I'll add there, I guess. There we go. Yes, sir. All right, I'm going to take 2 off here. Lock it in. I'd like 625s. We got up to 610s, but I'm going to unload that and then sit on this. Right now, guys, it's basically when in doubt, buy. Ugh. All right, give me 25s. There's 10s. Take a little bit more off here. Protect the trade. Looks like I got out that just in time, but I'll leave this little baby here. This little pup. See if he grows into something better. All right. Got this little baby contract left. We got some resistance we might run into here, so that's why we scaled out a lot of it, but I do want to give it some time. I might add back to it too. We started to get up here, 625, 630s. We're starting to get close to this high level right here. So momentum might take off more the closer we get to it. Yeah, S&P. Guys, S&P 7500s, man. All right, we're almost up to that 25 level we talked about. Yep. There's 20s. We've already scaled out of most of this. I don't know if I'm going to add to more of it. I could add on a dip, maybe, but I'd like a little bit. I could probably add to it, I think. I've made enough on it. Even if I add and lose, I'll still be okay. 600 might prop it up. Give me a dip, I'll add to it. If I get a dip. Oh well. That's a dip I could add to. Definitely a little risky here, but I've already scaled out of what? I don't know how many I took originally. There you go. Yep. There's 25s. I'm gonna lock that in and just. There you go. Alright, I'm gonna get out here and look to buy more pullbacks and just get out of everything in the profit. Let's see if we get a dip now. Dude, I'll buy back at that 75 level if we get down there again. Where's all-time highs? 693s? Yeah, 30,000. I think market wants 30K. It kind of needs NVIDIA support though. NVIDIA up to 233, so 20s. Ugh, dude, I should have held that little baby contract. Shit. Look at this move, dude. Holy shit. Holy crap. Oh. Let's check news. Schwab CEO says crypto trading launched to customers this week. I don't see anything. All right, that's a pretty big retracement back down here, though. Do I want to buy this up? I kind of do. Well, let's take one. Add to it if it goes. We're very close to all-time highs, and it looks like we're getting there pretty quickly, too. Whether this is a catalyst or not, I think it makes sense. All right, we're adding more. We're basically at all-time highs again, guys. We're gonna all-time highs again. All-time highs again. Feed me all-time highs, guys. Market says. A little dip here. Hopefully it's not a bull trap. Feels a little like it though, but might actually add more into this pullback here. There we go. I'm gonna reduce size as soon as it starts breaking down under my entry. And then add back if it starts pushing back up. Watch 640s. 640s might hold it. Or 650s. Okay. There we go. Up there. A little greedy up here, maybe. Well, man, get up to all-time highs. Everybody knows they want it. They know they want all-time highs. They want 30K on the NASDAQ. S&P 17500 is there. Feed the bulls. What do bulls eat? Lettuce? Green? Corn? Grass? You know? Might buy this dip if I get a large enough pullback here, though. We're up so much on the day, though. We can take a risk, I think. Maybe 650s. I told you guys about 640. Remember 640? Might prop it up. Look at that, 640. Just dip down there a little bit too fast. I don't know if I'm going to get it. All right. I want to add, but we didn't stay down there long enough to add here. Okay, we're going to add to this now. Take some risk. We've got a cushion on the day that we can do this on. Yep. Come on. Come on. EB all-time highs. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna take some of this off just to protect the trade. Leave the rest. Picking up some steam here. Might take a little second, but they eat bears? That's true. There you go. Give me all-time highs, guys. Easy freaking money. Give me that range up to all-time highs. I don't know if I'm going to hold it through the range, but feed me all-time highs here, dude. All right, we're scaling out. We got one little baby contract left. That's fine. Again, I don't want the all-time high break unless I've scaled out like I am now. I just want the range up there. That's the easy money, is the range up to the all-time high, not necessarily the break itself. We did it on the downside earlier, we did it on the upside earlier. Or did it on the upside just now. All-time highs right here, guys. We're at all-time highs. We've scaled out of all of it, though. Basically, we got one little piece left. We'll add to this maybe if it goes up enough, but now we're in easy money. We just sit and wait. I can hold this one break even. I don't like getting out break even here, to be honest. Yeah, I'm going to cut it right here. I think, look, we rode the range up to all-time highs. That's the plan every time. I don't like it here. I might get stopped out at the bottom and we might rip up. But I think I have to follow the plan originally. And the plan originally, once I scale out like that, is to hold the rest break even. If it runs up, great. If I miss it, that's okay. You know. Nom nom nom. Again, listen. All-time highs are the biggest milestone level on any chart. Is the all-time high. All-time highs are the biggest milestone level. Now, I think they're kind of diluted right now because we've been breaking them every day. But all-time high is the biggest milestone level on any chart. And so, yeah. I think attacking that psychological level makes sense. It makes sense. I see Saudi Arabia floating Middle East non-aggression pact with Iran, according to Financial Times. I think it's just easier to target those all-time high levels. Yeah, we're at 650s now. But oil's coming back down. That's good. S&P's struggling to hold over 7,500, though. Where's the Dow at this morning? The Dow is down. Dow's at 50,000. Will 50K support the Dow? Is the question here. Look at the Dow. Here's 50K. 50K is right here on the Dow. Will it support it? Right there. Inflation data is irrelevant right now. Yeah, dude. Honestly, like I said earlier, market didn't, you know, inflation month over month 1.4%. Give me all-time highs, the market said. Kind of ridiculous, but that's okay. Look, I'd prefer the market to break all-time highs. I want the market to go up, not down. So. All right, so I got out of here. Maybe it was the right time to get out. Dow did hold 50,000. Look at this, 50K right here. Dow bounced right there off of it. It's the third time it bounced off 50K in the last hour. Let's see what happens now in markets. We're kind of consolidating at this point in time, though. All right, market said thanks for the rocket fuel. And that might be what this is. This could be shorts just getting squeezed out. I'm sure a lot of them are. Also, guys, check out Tradeify, dude. Look at Tradeify right here. Tradeify, again, I'll say it again, cheapest direct funded, Lightning funded accounts. I'm going to be in their little competition, too. But look at this. Lightning funded, $207. Direct funded. You don't even have to take a challenge. They have their growth option. Reasonable. 2-to-3 ratio. They have their select funding. You can pass this one in one day, though. One day. No consistency rule for their growth account. There's just a lot of good stuff about Tradeify. Again, they have their trading competition you can enter for free. I'm going to be in it. It's free to enter if you want to check out Tradeify. Here's the link. Check it out. Great way to help support your boy here on the channel. Of course, these are affiliates of mine. I'm biased. I get paid by them. So, naturally, I'm biased. But, check them out. Honestly, I kind of got out at the right time on that NASDAQ trade, no? I probably will, Nathan. But I'll live stream you in it. There's the VWAP right here, though. Look at this purple line. The VWAP, volume weighted average price, 581s. We bounced directly off of that. Dow's starting to rebound a little bit, too, though. Oil back up to almost 101s. That was exactly... Exactly 615s right now. Hey, later, Sam. Later, Tiny. Have a great day. Or are you leaving, Sam? Sorry. Am I boss man, Sam? Is that me? Circle, sell it off. Chinese USA driving markets. Yeah, no, the news about later, Raymond. Have a great day, brother. A little 6% inflation. Yeah, little baby. I don't panic until we get to 15% inflation, guys. You know? Music goes good with trading. All right, Dow back up to almost 50.1s again, rebounding. So is oil, though. NASDAQ still kind of pulling back. Didn't quite break all-time highs. Honestly, I might buy this dip again. Should I? Again, I'm going to go with my patented 1 micro here. We'll see what we get. Add to it if it goes in my favor. Kind of in a higher volume area, but I don't hate it. I think a lot of people are buying this dip. We get under the VWAP into that high volume area right here, though. I'm cutting this quickly. Yeah, we got 2 contracts, so I'm going to add to it only if it goes in my favor here. I'm not going to add to it. There's the VWAP again. Let's see if we pop up. There's the VWAP. Yep. Maybe I should have just bought the VWAP. No, don't do a universal code. You don't like my dip buy right here, bro. I mean, we're again, what I've been doing today, I've been getting it very small. And it's a lesson you can learn from trading. I get it very small and add to winners. We get under the VWAP and cutting this thing. I'm out. So very small loss. So like, look, we're doing really good today. Really good. 200 exponentials right underneath us. Yeah, like this is my P&L today. You know, so like we're doing pretty good. I might miss out on the run, but it's a little bit too big of a drop for me. So like I've been trading right today, you know. What's up, Femi? Oh, business inventories just dropped at 0.9% versus 0.3% expected. 0.9% versus 0.3%. Retail inventories came in at 0.4 versus 0.5%. Not really market moving, but India just restricted gold imports. $200 exponential previous closing price right here. I see somebody called pickleball in the chat. Should I try pickleball? Pickleball looks fun. This thing just ran back up to 29,588. Join our Discord here, guys. Completely free. Give me a follow at x.com at beginner trades. We bounced right here at the previous close. Market's heading up. I want to buy it again. Maybe I'll buy 580s. VWAP reclaim. I'm not old enough for pickleball. It is fun. Clarity Act, yeah. Where to watch the Clarity Act? You watch the Senate votes. This is what you watch. There's a pullback here. Give me this. Hold on, wait. Where's my trade? There it is. I think this is one of those days I build up a cushion and then take risks with it. Maybe we break back under the VWAP, dude. It's not good for. I'll give it a second, but I don't really like it anymore, obviously. Market's just moving too much. I still think market wants all-time highs, but, you know. Moving a little bit different now. Breaking under and over the VWAP constantly means chop. Give me all-time highs, though. Feed me all-time highs. Oil spiked up, though, just now. Let me see if there's any news. The vote for the Clarity Act, you want to watch the Senate vote. They should have a YouTube channel, the Senate YouTube channel. S&P's getting back up there to 7,500s. Oh, y'all can't see it. Sorry. It's just fake out city right now. Yeah, I gotta cut this. Oh wait, we're still green on the day, but like, dude, I don't. This price action sucks. I think I probably should just step away now, huh? Not give back all the profit, right? What do you guys think? Hey, nice, Sam. The rug pull has arrived. Not yet. I think we're really just chopping sideways here. Here's the VWAP. Nasdaq's just kind of popping sideways. I'm getting faked out too much. And so obviously I don't like it. I don't like it. You guys red or green on the day? I'm green. I'm green. Go home, John? Alright. Okay, I'm back because I'm home right now. Red, 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 small green, green. Went from green to flat now. Yeah, I went from very green to green. I'm still green, but I'm not as green as I would be. Red. Yeah, it happens. It happens, guys. Small green. Hey, listen. Don't forget to join our Discord. Completely free. Doesn't cost anything. Yeah, it's basically right, Max. Woke up with huge green candle. Take the beers with you when you go home. The Bears are here. They're back. They're moving. Living, some would say, you know. Where's gold at today, guys? Here's gold. Gold's still sitting here, 46.90s. $200 Expeditious profit market's up right now. Short it. Do it. Is this peer pressure right now? Is this peer pressure? Is this peer pressure right now? Do it. Everybody's doing it? Oh, I do here. Everybody's doing it, man. I feel like I need to do it, you know? John, you have no peer? Top 3 least peers ever, you know? NASDAQ at 29,450, or 550s. I think 29.5, big whole dollar number right here, halfway to 30K. Previous closing price, 200 exponential. I have a hard time shorting right now. Realistically, I have a hard time shorting. I think we might go back up, but hey, what's up, BT? I'm not shorting this market. Just try it one time. It might feel good. Shorting. Everybody's doing it. I dare to be long right now, guys. I dare to be long. Let's see if we hold. We're at 560s. Poured it like you stole it. Yeah, I have a really hard time shorting right here, to be honest. Maybe we turn, but we're too close to all-time highs. We didn't actually break them this morning. We're too close to 30K. We got the China Summit going on. I have a really hard time shorting this. Shorting is sacrilegious until the market structure breaks. Why find the trend? No, I feel you. That's how I feel. That's how I feel right now. As I say that, though, the Nasdaq's dropping here. But again, look, we got the previous closing price. We got the 200 exponential. We got 29.5, big psychological level underneath us here. So what does that mean? That means that these might prop the market up. We break underneath these levels here, yeah, maybe I'll jump in the short side. But like as I say that, look at that bounce. Exactly at the level we were worried about. Look, we're at 568 right now, rebounding right off of that previous close. I'm like John Madden in here. Like, you know, I want to go up, down here, touchdown. You know, but realistically, we got too many big support levels underneath us right now. 29 previous close, 200 exponential, big whole dollar number of 29.5. There's just too many. Because of that, I don't want to short. Very green pre-market shorts. I shorted earlier, I think. It made some money. I went long after the bell and made some money too, though, so. When is the Senate vote on the Clarity Act? You can watch the market reaction. The overall vote's going to be kind of boring, though. Really. 586s right now. Where to watch it? You should be able to find it on YouTube. The Senate. You should be able to. The Senate. They should have their own YouTube page, like specifically from the Senate. That's what I would, you know, when I watch Senate votes, like when the shutdown was going on, that's where I was watching it, is the actual YouTube channel, you know. Bulls are getting back up there, though, guys. Bulls are getting back up there. And later, Wheel. Have a good day, brother. Can I post the Senate Clarity Act? Let me see. Sorry, guys. I'm really running on like 5 hours here today. I don't see it actually live yet. This is what you do. Go to type in Senate live and then select the live count. It's not really going on right now, though. Yeah, I mean, I'm watching it. Bulls are getting back control here. Britt has his own channel called Beginner Trading too. Yeah. All right, guys. Look, I'm gonna get out of here. Look, I'm so tired. I'm sorry. I gotta get out of here. Listen, guys. If you haven't already, you want to help support your boy here. Take Profit again. 50% off sale going on right now. If you've ever wanted to try Take Profit, now's the time. And Take Profit has pretty reasonable rules here. Like, look, good for beginners. Like, look at Take Profit. They've got a lot of good options. Like, look, 50K end of drawdown options. Reasonable rules. You get 50% off right now. You can use 60 micros. Really good for beginners. Withdrawal process is immediate. You can take daily withdrawals. I'm pretty sure here too. 0 days until first withdrawal minimum days. 5 days until pro account. Just a lot of good stuff here, to be honest. So you select your account size, prove you can trade, start earning money, withdrawal, upgrade to Pro Plus. Just a lot of good stuff here. Again, if you want to check out Take Profit, I'll put the link up. Again, you can check out Tradeify as well, direct to funded options. You can check out Lucid. All the links are in the description. I'm getting out of here, guys. Again, I went to the Sting concert last night. Like I said, I know some Sting songs. I definitely didn't know all of them. Part of me was getting him confused with Seal, you know. And I was waiting for Kiss by a Rose, and it never happened. And, you know, I'm trying my hardest here today, guys. Here's the link. We are green. Honestly, green on 5.5 hours of sleep is pretty freaking good. All right. If you want to check out Take Profit, 50% off right now. Seal never came. Never came. You know, you can see why I got them mixed up. Like I said, they look just exactly alike. Seal, Sting, what's the difference? You know? Listen, guys, it's all love. Y'all have a great day. We'll see what happens with the Clarity Act. Y'all have a great day. It's all love to everybody. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Yeah, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Where are the likes at? Likes are at 330. I'll take it. You know, I'll take it. Yeah, put on the green line today, guys. Put on the fields of green. You know, kissed by the green today. Y'all have a great day. I'll see you guys later.